All right, world, welcome to the 7-week out vlog. Before we jump into the squats and deadlifts, we have some pulled pork footage here. Pretty happy with how this thing turned out. I'm no chef, but it was great to use the smoker over the past weekend. Now let's dive into it. I included a different slide this week as well with some more context of the upcoming footage you'll see. So for this day, it's a competition back squat, a top single, a heavy triple, and then a couple of back off sets there, as you see on the screen. This was my final warm-up at 170 kilos. And again, the idea here is to use this top warm-up to gauge what I should shoot for on my top single. If it doesn't feel super hot, I may pull back the single. If it moves well, I may be more aggressive than I went in. So, of course, I have some sort of idea of what number I want to hit on that top single, but I do kind of play it by ear. This was 402, which moved very well. I actually did a side-by-side in comparison to 395 the week before. Hit this in slow-mo, and you can see I actually locked out the 402 quicker. It's in slow motion, so it's a bit exaggerated there. But obviously, if I'm lifting seven pounds heavier and it's moving quicker, it's a great sign for my progression. So squats are going tremendous right now. I'm not exactly sure what a real max will be for me, but the top singles are progressing really week over week, and same thing with the triples here. This was, I think, my last back off set. I think it was just under 360 and really easy. If anything, I probably undershot the weight across the board today. Same session here. This is almost identical as far as the programming. A top single for bench press, a heavier triple, kind of a higher intensity triple there, and a lot of back off work. So this is my top single here. Once again, very happy with how this moved. This current week, I have had a little bit of nagging left shoulder pain, but really the progress on bench press has gone well. That has been a movement for me that just has not made a lot of progress over the years. Of all of the lifts, it's definitely been the one that's slowest to progress, but it is seeing some great progress right now. And similar format here, slowed these down from the previous week. It's really hard to get the timing perfect here. Of course, the pause in the chest may differ a little bit, but once again, an 8-pound jump week over week on bench press is very promising. And I do think actually the heavier weight moved a bit quicker. And that's where the week turns for me. So this was supposed to be my heavy deadlift session on Tuesday, and I actually had some really bad hip pain here. That was my final warm-up set. I know it didn't look bad, but it was brutal on my hip. So I actually just did a couple of back off sets, no heavy weight at all. So I didn't add any more weight from 405 here, and made it up on the back half of the week, and things went fine. But that was definitely a low light of my week, and I'll have to kind of work around some hip quad pains I've been having maybe the past week and a half. A positive note though, more squatting here that actually went really well. So similar format, a top single at a RPE 8, and then a more intense triple for this pause squat. Final warm up here, I forgot what it was, but it's on the screen. Moved really well. And then my top single looks like it is 364. And again, this is not supposed to be a heavy single. It's supposed to move pretty quickly, and I'm happy with how this moved overall. So again, despite having some hip weird quad pain a couple of days before, the squatting continued to progress really, really well there. So I'll be making some modifications on programming, mainly for my deadlift, but really happy with how squats are going across the board. And this is 341 here. I've actually kind of had the weird hip pain before on sumo deadlifts many years ago when I was a little bit more competitive in the powerlifting realm. I really didn't ever solve the problem either. So this will be an interesting way for me to kind of navigate this now about 6-7 weeks out. Again, my strength hasn't really taken a dip. It's just really my ability to chain together quality sessions day after day. So this actually was my deadlift session. I made some modifications here. So my goal was just to hit the single I didn't hit on Tuesday and then move on to my pause deadlift that was planned for the day. So again, did have some hip pain here, but I kind of just went through it anyways. This is 430. It moved well. The next warm up here is 463. This was kind of getting my last feeler set, and I was going to base my final single on this. Looking back at these, again, it's hard to tell because I'm having some weird hip pain, but it's probably a bit harder than what I should be shooting for at about an RPE of 8. By no means is that 379 there a true max, but it doesn't feel smooth either. So I may actually have to get a little bit less aggressive on deadlifts these next couple of weeks just to make sure I stay healthy and obviously can put it together on the platform. And then a couple of the pause reps here. So again, continue to have some hip pain, but not bad enough where I had to stop pulling. And the weights are still there. I mean, I'm happy with the weights I'm using on deadlifts and even pause deadlifts. So again, the top single was about 480 this week. And despite the pain, pretty happy with that overall. Use some straps here on this set just to make sure I'm saving my hands. And I'll definitely in the next vlog talk a bit more about the hips, maybe some things I'm using to hopefully mitigate that issue. And then bench press actually went really well for the accessory on the final kind of block of this week. Again, last feeler session here. This is a top single. Looks like I hit 253, which is not that different than my normal bench press. So it looks like my triceps are pretty strong here. This moves really well. Again, probably a bit tougher than an RPE 8. And then my top set of a 3 here was even better. So this is 248 for a triple. Again, this is designed to be kind of the hardest set of the day and then a couple of back off sets. So all in all, I'm very happy with my squat and bench press. Currently, we'll be not making any modifications to that. Just have to tweak some things heading into these last couple of weeks with deadlifts, which I'll definitely be sharing with you. But overall, I'm pretty dang happy with my progress right now. Body weight is sitting great around 171. Feeling healthy minus the hip pain. So we'll look to improve upon that. But other than that, I enjoyed the week overall. Thank you for checking out this vlog, and I'll see you guys next week.